All right. Stadium. Pretty sweet looking, I will say that.
Yeah.
So we got. All right. Wait. Oh, this is the video of what's his name again?
Nate Bauer?
Nate Bauer. Yeah. Brett, can you hear this?
Actuality of all of this is that
Okay.
a lot of these spaces, I think.
Yeah, all right, they can hear it. I figured out the sound. Praise God.
For most fans, are pretty irrelevant. Front and center, the question is, how are the seats? Right? Like, how are the seats?
Right.
The game that you get to watch. And the answer, from all indications, is markedly improved. You are going to be closer to the field, right? For anybody that has sat in the upper sections of the West or the East, you're far away, right? Like you're not close, right? This brings it where there are levels to this stadium stacked on top of each other that you're actually much closer to the action than you were.
The angle is steeper there.
Correct. The actuality
So, first and foremost,
of all of this is that a lot of these spaces,
dude, I've said this before.
I
man,
think
we have
for
some of the
most
best
fans,
media
are pretty
people
irrelevant.
around in the
Front
world
and center,
around here
the question
in,
is, how are the
Central
seats?
Pennsylvania.
Right?
I
Like,
can't
how
hear
are
you
the
over the.
Yeah, my bad. I was gonna say, I've said this before. We have some of the best media people in the world, literally, here in Central PA, around the State College area.
Nate Bauer's great. I love how he
Nate Bauer's
describes
awesome.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
He looks so young, man. I don't know how old he is, but he looks
He's
so
40.
young.
He's 40.
Okay, yeah. He looks like he's like a teenager, kind of, with that hat too.
He's got the baby face. Yeah, he's around 40.
Yeah.
He's older
But,
than T. Frank. He's got a couple years on him.
By the way, I want to say this real quick to all you haters out there that make fun of the way I wear my hat. Well, there you go. He's kind of wearing it like that too. You know who else wore it his hat exactly like I am right now? You know who else did? It was Jalen Hurts after the Super Bowl. And then he put it down, but he had it just like this. And I'm like, all right, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah. But Jalen Hurts, whew, hustler, man, freaking hustler. I like that guy. I'm a Steelers fan, hate the Eagles, but good for them. You got 3 Penn Staters with a ring now. Castro Fields, Jahan Dotson, and Saquon. Norzad was on the Chiefs, but he was a backup, I think. So if the starting line didn't do that good, then I doubt he would have done much better. But yeah, so just wanted to play what he said, and then these are the pictures.
He was right. He was like, "How are the seats?" And like the pictures of it look nice, man.
I wanna say this too. Shit. All right, so on that video, I know like they're probably mainly focused on YouTube and stuff, these guys, but I wish they would answer comments because these guys are very knowledgeable. Did they say the nuke max capacity, Brett?
Well, yeah, Nate, in that whole episode, Nate Bauer says, from his understanding, and Nate Bauer's the senior editor, like he knows, if you need to know institutional like stuff, what's going on behind the scenes, he's the guy. He said it looks like they're going to try to keep it around the same number, or they could even increase it to go to the biggest stadium in the country, which would surpass Michigan. But if we do lose any, it's not going to be a lot. But like I said, they're making the seats better, is what he was talking about too. So I don't think they're probably going to keep it around the same number or increase it. So it's not something we'll know right now. But there's going to be temporary bleachers put in when they're rebuilding the stadium for this season, I guess, for I think for the west side. So I forget what side he said, but there's going to be some temporary seating put in. He said around 8,900 or something. So not like a lot, but like a couple thousand temporary seats are going to be put in while the construction is going on.
Yeah,
So,
it's next season we'll have temp seating. It's like 3 sections.
yeah.
But okay, so we're at 107,000 now. The record I think is around 111,000. By the way, interviewed AJ Wallace last week. Go check that out.
Yep.
He's the man, obviously. You diehard fans. If you don't remember AJ Wallace, I don't know what to tell you. He was the man. Him and Justin King, you know, they're all those guys. I always put him and Justin King into that same category because of they were the same age pretty much, and they were both. Man, we all know how great Justin King was, whatever. AJ Wallace was more dynamic than him. And we talked about why he had the number 1 his senior year and all that. So check that out. It was cool. AJ's a good guy. He's coming back on, and I want to have him on during the season. Sounds like he's down. But yeah, great interview, man. He's a bodybuilder now. But man, to have a legend like that on that's a medal I'm hanging on my wall, having a guy like that on. So, and then the other one, will they get rid of the bleachers and have chair backs? I'm pretty sure because it looks like it's bigger to the pictures.
Yeah, what he was saying was, I don't know if it'll all be chairbacks. I forget what he was saying, but you're gonna have more space. So I don't.
Yeah, so I think they're gonna be mainly actual seats like an NFL stadium. If you've ever been in an NFL stadium, you know how much more comfortable it is because you have your own seat. Beaver Stadium, you're like sardines. Like,
Yeah. Well, if they went that route, though, they would have to deduct seats. That would be the point of that. So, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But regardless, the quality of the seats is going to be better. So
yeah,
maybe it's just a more comfortable type of bench. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see on that.
so as you can see, there's no suites or press anymore. I think that's the press side.
There's not going to be
But
any more like gaps. Like right now, there's
Yeah.
gaps on the sides of the end zone. So there's not going to be gaps like that.
And again, I don't know what the press and suite side look like, but it probably just gonna be stacked on top of each other. The suites will be above the press, I'm sure, or one or the other.
Yeah.
Which really doesn't matter, but which is which. But yeah, man, it just looks better. It looks bigger. It looks better in some ways. This is, I think, as we were talking about, Brett, this must be like the non-fancy people. They're your regular everyday fan. This is their area. Because it looked like a suite area. I asked you, I was like, "Is this a suite area?" You said, "No, it's just regular, you know." Which, if you've been inside Beaver Stadium recently, it looks different. I mean, it looks cool in there. It looks better, but
It's better, yeah.
it's hard to find chicken tenders in there. That's for sure. My sister and I were like on a freaking map quest at the UCLA game trying to find chicken tenders.
Yeah. There's going to be upgraded concessions and all that when it comes to all this. So it's going to be legit. And they claim actual Wi-Fi spots, which they said that before and it didn't happen. So we'll see if I see it happening this time because of the upgrade. There's supposed to be a bunch of different Wi-Fi spots. So we'll see. But because right now there's not. There's really not. So
I think the service is better though, isn't it?
it's bad still.
No,
I
really.
mean, it wasn't good when I was there, man. It's still bad. I mean, if you're like in the actual stadium and the seats, you're not getting service for crap there. Not really.
I think I had decent service when I was there. I have AT&T, but
Yeah, you might have got like a lucky spot, but like at
Yeah,
the stadium as a whole, you're not getting good service. Yeah,
yeah, I was at the 50.
Yeah, you might have been in a
Um,
decent spot.
Dude, when we were there, I was next to these girls. There's like 4 girls next to us, and then I had my sister with me. But I was talking to the one girl. She said her mom was like, did something with the football team, and then the girl behind me, she was like, have you? I said, yeah, we just got these tickets today. She said, welcome to the good life. And I'm like, I mean, they're just football, they're just football seats. Like it's not. We're not in Malibu or something like that, but they were nice, man. They were at the 50. We were right. I could have touched Nick Singleton on the head because he was like right in front of us, not playing because he was hurt. But
Yep.
yeah, man, it looks pretty cool. This is like I don't know what this is, man. This is like is there windows? That must face
Yeah.
outside the stadium.
Yeah.
But yeah, clearly you can have like weddings and all kinds of stuff in here. Like, my
It's going to be
goodness.
huge for concerts, man. They're going to make so much money from concerts and stuff like
But
that.
this must just be like a place to eat. Right.
Yeah, it's a lounge area, man. They got just a couple of different rooms on the west side there. Like I said, the seating, the seats are probably going to cost more in that area because of the amenities that come with it. So,
They're
but
gonna need to really beef up security, man.
yeah,
First of all, drunk people fighting and potential threats and stuff. I mean, this is big. This is a big space.
Yeah.
That's like a freaking cafeteria.
yeah,
So I guess that's what you would call it, a cafeteria, really. You just don't get your food in there, I don't think. But yeah, you know, it looks pretty cool, man. These standing tables are nice. You can go up and like lean on them if you need to. Hopefully they're sturdy because
yeah.
you and I would probably break them if we leaned on them.
But I think that's cool. Now it has like the state thing there. It had like screens with like the field right there in the back. You see that? It spells out like the blue. Yep.
What
Got
is
the letters.
so it's a screen?
I don't know if it's screen or pictures,
Oh.
but either way, it looks pretty cool. And
I
then,
wonder if that's the tunnel right there. No. Yeah, that's
you see
players
what I
right
mean?
there?
It's got like it's spelling out state, and it's got like
yeah.
either
That must just
pictures
be
or
a
a screen on it. It might
sign,
have,
yeah.
and then there's a big screen on one of those slides. Where is it? Huge one.
Yeah, it's in the cafeteria, I think.
No, it was
Right there?
no. Is there more? Well, that's a big one, but there's one. Where's the picture at? No.
I don't know.
It's not on this post. It's on another
I think
one.
I think these are the only pictures. But yeah. Like I said, guys, we're only answering comments on Rumble now, so if you want to comment, throw it on Rumble. But yeah, man, it looks pretty good. I mean, I don't think the capacity is going to go down much. 107,000 now, so if we go down,
Yeah.
I mean, that's not really going down. You're probably going to still be 100,000 plus.
Yeah.
But you know, like everything, man, my mindset is this is cool. I like it, but my comment was win the natty. Win big games, win the natty, and this is just going to be that much sweeter. So when you do that stuff, coming home to this will be that much better. So yeah, just this thing is sweet. May bring my sleeping baggie. I prefer the classic. Well, I don't know why you prefer the classic. This is better. When
Yeah,
will
this
the
is-
email come out to purchase this year's season tickets? Dude, people comment this stuff. I don't know if they expect this page to like know this information. Yeah, it's Penn State football. Like, are they actually going to answer you?
No, you're gonna have to wait, bud. I thought it was cool how Sean Fitz compared the rebuild. It kind of looks like the rebuild from Kyle Field, which I think that's Texas A&M, right? Kyle
Yeah.
Field. So, and that it kind of does look like Kyle Field
Yeah.
now, like the upgrade on it. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah, it looks cool. And Kyle Field's a really nice field. So,
Ohio State at noon got to look even better. This guy said losing at noon will look great now.
it's gonna be louder. Like I said, it's gonna be louder. It's gonna be just the loudest environment in college football, dude. It's not even gonna be
Absolutely.
comparable.
So that's what $700 million looks like. Holy, yep. Seating
People don't
looks nice.
realize a lot of the millions going into the structure of it so it doesn't fall over. So like you're not going to
Yeah.
see that, bud. You're not.
Yeah, Beaver Stadium, like I've said in the past, the 05 game against Ohio State, it was like the first student whiteout or whatever.
Mhm.
Hold on. Freaking robot vacuum turned on. The student section, that was like the first student whiteout. That was not the first whiteout, but it's one of the first student whiteouts. Because Purdue in 02, I think, or 03 was the first one, but 05 was much better. It was freaking insanely loud. Like the foundation of the stadium on that side, like cracked and shifted. Like that's how freaking nuts that was. And you're talking about like steel and concrete, like that's hard to freaking break, man. But real upgrade will be concourse concessions. They already kind of are upgraded. All I see is unnecessary areas that aren't worth sacrificing seats and noise. That makes no sense.
That makes 0 sense. And people liked it, so they made no sense.
This thing is sweet. Yeah, all right. I guess that's okay. Yeah. So, yeah, man. I mean, I think it looks good. I'm happy with the way it looks. I'm happy with how it's gonna be turning out. It's just gonna be better. The screen is bigger there. The lights look cool.
Yeah, they're putting those stream lights across the whole stadium instead of just. They upgraded it to that one side this year. You remember, you could see that, but now they're doing it across the whole stadium. So that just looks. And look, there's 3 levels now instead of like 2 on the sides.
Yeah.
But really, there was just 1 level.
Yeah, there only was 2. Now there's going to be 3. Which they already have these light up signs here.
Yep.
Which it looks cool. I mean, I don't really think that's necessary, but I think it's cool.
Yeah.
They got them along the wall too, but
it'll echo more because of different layers. It'll echo more. Yeah.
First, and said this before too. They moved the student section my freshman year from like kind of like the corner on the, I think it's the south side, to the full south side, because the sound would come back in when the people were yelling. It would go across the stadium back into the stadiums to make it louder.
Yeah.
This is gonna be freaking insanely loud. You're closer, like Nate Bauer said. The sound's gonna be like going down. It's probably gonna be louder.
It's gonna be louder.
And the only thing with that is like the field's gonna probably shake unless they enforce that somehow more. But the field's gonna be shaking for sure. It already does.
Yep.
I've been on the field during a whiteout. I'm like, how do you run on this?
And my thought is too, I think it'll be less windy because they're closing off some of those gaps. So it might not change dramatically, but I think it'll be a little bit less windy when it is windy out.
I think they should just make a dome, but that's my
That's
opinion.
what I would be much happier if they just made a dome, just because bad weather games piss me off and I hate them.
Because they're a retractable roof,
Yeah.
You can practice in there in cold weather. You can have anything in there,
or at least like the Miami Dolphin Stadium, like a tarp. You know what I mean? How they have like it's half closed off, or is it it's either Miami Dolphins or the Arizona Stadium we just played in? They had like a tarp.
Arizona is like you take the field in and out. It's natural grass. You can retract the roof. There's big windows in it. I think Dallas Stadium does that too.
I like the Arizona one. They should have did something like that.
But the thing is, like, and Tyler Smith said this on our show, Penn State basketball show, like, BJC is not that old. I like the venue and stuff, but it definitely needs upgraded. So if we had a dome, I feel like there'd be a fight there. Like, why didn't we have it in Beaver Stadium? Or why are we having it at the BJC and not Beaver Stadium? Like Thon and stuff like that. They'd be like, oh, well, we should be in Beaver Stadium. Like, why are we here? This is smaller.
Mm-hmm.
And they could have like state title. I think state title games should always be in Beaver Stadium, but because they were in Hershey, now they're in. Where are they now? Heinz Field, maybe, or
sure.
Acrisure Stadium. But yeah, overall, I'm happy with it. I think people will like it. I mean, these pictures are usually they're like literally exactly what it looks like.
It's going to look really similar to that. And like, this is just the first big group of photos. We'll get more as time goes on. And this is a good start for sure. It just looks way more updated, and it's more attractive for opposing fans that want to come. And opposing fans, already want to come. Like, and I met some cool, some Washington folk that were nice that came up for that game, and they really want to see the whiteout and the big environment, and it brings in more money, man.